So today we are going to read Embryology of Lung and Tracheo tree. Okay, so the development of lung starts at fourth week of gestation. Embryology was described by Thurl Beck. Okay, this was the name of scientist who described the embryology of lung. It was divided into five phases. First one is the embryonic period. Okay, first one is the embryonic period. Second is the pseudoglandular period. Pseudoglandular period. Third is the canalicular. Fourth is saccular. And fifth is alveolar. Okay. So these are the five phases. So the embryonic period in the lung development varies from 0 to 12 weeks. First 3 months is the embryonic period. Okay. So what happens in embryonic period that suppose this is primitive foregut tube. Okay. So a laryngotracheal diverticulum arises from the primitive foregut tube, and from the caudal end of the diverticulum, lung buds arise. Okay, so the laryngotracheal, this is the laryngotracheal diverticulum which arises from the primitive foregut tube. Okay, so this is the development which occurs in embryonic period in the airway. And what happens in the vascular system? In the vascular system, in the embryonic period, double aorta and primordial pulmonary vein exits the heart tube. And from the sixth arch, pulmonary artery arises. The right and the left pulmonary artery arises. So these are the changes which occur in the airway and the vascular system development during the embryonic period in the 0 to 12 weeks. In the airway, as you already have told, that there is a formation of laryngotracheal diverticulum along the primitive foregut tube. This laryngotracheal diverticulum towards day 41, there develops a fold from caudal to the cephalic end. This fold is called as tracheoesophageal fold. It forms by the gestational age 41 days. And defect in this formation of the fold, when there is formation of tracheoesophageal fold, there is formation of tracheoesophageal septum. Towards the completion of the tracheoesophageal fold, there is formation of tracheoesophageal septum. Okay, and if there is incomplete fusion of this fold, then there occurs tracheoesophageal fistula. They are various sizes. Congenital TEF, its incidence is 1 in 3000 or 1 in 4500 live births. This is the second phase, which is called as pseudoglandular phase. It occurs from 5 to 16 weeks of gestational period. In the airway system, there is formation of secondary and tertiary bronchi and formation of bronchopulmonary segments. In parenchyma, there is formation of glandular appearance and differentiation of mesenchymal cells occur in the vascular phase. So in the canalicular phase, it occurs from 17 to 28 weeks of gestational period. What happens in this? Lumen of bronchi and bronchioles become larger. There are development of terminal sacs. Acinus becomes defined and single tall columnar cells are present. And in this phase, type 2 pneumocytes also produce surfactant. Okay. There are migration of capillaries to the air spaces, capillary migration to air spaces at distal bronchi. Okay. These things are in the saccular phase. It occurs from 28 weeks till birth. What happens in saccular phase? More terminal, increased number of terminal acinus. Okay, increased number of terminal acinus. Saccules become septated, and there is formation of alveoli. Okay, so there are 20 to 50 million alveoli present, which is approximately equal to 8% of the adult alveoli. Okay. So the last phase we read is the alveolar phase. It occurs from birth till 8 years of age. Formation of squamous epithelium necessary for border of airway lumen. There is increased number of alveoli formation. Okay. There are two types of pneumocytes which are present in the canalicular period. Okay. So these two pneumocytes are type 1 pneumocytes and type 2 pneumocytes. The cuboidal cells which are present, they dispose most of their material and convert into ultra thin squamous epithelium. Approximate size is 4 micrometer and they are suitable for gas exchange. So the type 1 pneumocyte participate in the gas exchange and these account for 80 to 90% of alveolar surface area at birth. What is type 2 pneumocyte? Type 2 pneumocytes, they are in approximate size of 6 micrometer. They retain intracellular glycogen and they produce and store pulmonary surfactant. Okay. So what is surfactant made up of? It is made up of phospholipid, cholesterol, surfactant protein which is A, B, C, D and the surfactant protein which is hydrophobic is B and C. B and C are hydrophobic surfactant proteins. Okay, so what is the role of surfactant? It decreases the surface tension of the alveoli and prevents collapse.